Darwin Nunez's future at Liverpool has been under the microscope all summer, and now the transfer talk surrounding the Uruguayan striker has taken a fresh twist. With pre-season underway and the new campaign fast approaching, significant movement behind the scenes could be about to shape the next chapter of his career. Let's break this down in today's video, along with all the other Liverpool news from the last 24 hours. There is so much to discuss in today's video, so be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. But first, Liverpool target Alexander Isak has been warned not to expect a warm welcome back to Newcastle, with Eddie Howe saying, "You have to act in the right way." Isak has returned to the UK following time spent at the training ground of former club Real Sociedad last week, with the striker pushing for an exit. Though Liverpool have had a first bid worth around £110 million rejected and have since distanced themselves from an improved offer, the expectation is that a new approach will be made. That will only come if and when Newcastle progress on a replacement, and in the meantime, Isak is set to report back for work with his current club on Monday. Speaking at the end of his side's pre-season tour of Singapore and South Korea, Howe warned his number 14, "No player can expect to act poorly and train with the group as normal. The player has a responsibility here to be part of a team and part of a squad. You have to act in the right way. So that is also at play here," he told reporters. "We will make sure that any player does that to earn the right to train with the group." The Newcastle manager added, "Of course I'd like him to be involved, but whether he will, I don't know at this moment in time. We have been here with the time difference, preparing for training and for games. Other people have been dealing with that situation back at home." While Howe has been approachable on the subject, Newcastle's higher-ups have clearly pulled rank in terms of dealing with the player and his representatives. The Mail's Craig Hope writes that the club did not know in advance that Isak had travelled for fitness work at Real Sociedad, and there is a growing acceptance inside the club that his sale is the best way forward for all parties. However, for that to happen, Newcastle are adamant they must sign a replacement first, with negotiations ongoing over the structure of a deal worth €80 million for RB Leipzig's Benjamin Sesko. Hope adds that progress is expected over the signing of Brentford's Ynwa, who sat out their pre-season friendly against QPR on Saturday, while elsewhere he has revealed PSG's Goncalo Ramos as an alternative to Sesko. Aston Villa's Ollie Watkins is another option, with it clear that despite their earlier insistence that Isak is not for sale, they are exploring every avenue in order to replace him. Now, in some huge Darwin Nunez, AC Milan have stepped up their pursuit of Darwin Nunez, making direct contact with the striker's representatives as the Serie A side look to make a major attacking statement before the transfer window closes. The Uruguayan international has emerged as Milan's priority target, with the club eager to strengthen their front line for the new season. With Nunez's future at Liverpool increasingly in doubt, the Rossoneri are hoping to capitalise on the uncertainty surrounding his role under Arne Slot. Speculation over a summer exit has loomed large for Nunez, and recent developments have only added fuel to the fire. The arrivals of Hugo Ekitike and Florian Wirtz at Anfield suggest that the 26-year-old could be pushed further down the attacking hierarchy. Liverpool, meanwhile, continue to chase Newcastle United's Alexander Isak, having already seen at least one bid rejected by the Magpies. Should the Reds succeed in bringing in the Swedish forward, Nunez's position would likely become even more precarious. Despite growing interest, Liverpool have so far struggled to find a concrete agreement with any of Nunez's suitors. Napoli explored a deal earlier this summer, but were unable to meet the club's demands. With a deal proving too complex, Antonio Conte opted to sign Udinese striker Lorenzo Luca instead, securing him on loan with an obligation to buy for £22 million. Now, Milan could offer Liverpool a much-needed solution. According to Sky Sports Italy, the 7-time European champions are making a serious push to land a new striker, with Nunez sitting atop a shortlist that also features Arno Kalimwendo, Dusan Vlahovic, and Rasmus Højlund. The aim is to bolster the squad for Max Allegri, who is preparing for his first season back in Milan since taking the reins earlier this summer. Nunez signed from Benfica in a deal worth up to £85 million, including add-ons, is still trying to carve out his place in Slott's plans. He did not feature in Liverpool's recent friendly against Milan, but came off the bench days later against Yokohama FM. The forward had impressed in the early stages of pre-season, netting goals against both Preston and Stoke City. Slot, however, has maintained that Nunez's absence in certain matches was down to fitness, not transfer-related issues. In Darwin's situation, he has trained really well and played a few good games for us already this pre-season, Slot said last week. He was injured, so we didn't want to take the risk. It was also the same with Wata. Trained with us all week, but we didn't want to take a risk with him either. It is part of pre-season, the boys need to get towards match fitness, and that is a thin balance, a thin line sometimes. While Milan continue to circle, interest from Saudi Arabia also lingers in the background. Al Hilal are said to have opened discussions with Nunez and his camp, with a formal offer potentially on the horizon. Still, Napoli remain the only club to have tabled a bid so far. With just weeks left before the window slams shut, Nunez's future remains up in the air. But if Milan's interest gathers pace, Liverpool may finally find a resolution to one of their biggest transfer sagas of the summer. In other news, an update regarding the future of Crystal Palace defender Marc Guehi and a potential transfer to Liverpool has emerged. The Reds have been heavily linked with signing Guehi this summer as they look to strengthen their central defensive options. Arne Slot has already added 7 new signings to his squad this summer, but none of them are centre-backs. The departure of Jarrell Quansah, who left earlier in the summer to join Bayer Leverkusen, has left Liverpool with only 3 senior central defenders in their squad. Guehi has been mentioned as a potential target for Liverpool this summer, and has also been linked with a move to Newcastle United in the past. Now, a fresh update has emerged about the England international's future at Selhurst Park. The Mirror have reported that Palace have set a $50 million asking price for Guehi, with club chairman Steve Parish refusing to lower their price tag for the defender. Guehi's contract is set to expire in the summer of 2026, leaving just 12 months left on his current deal. It has also been claimed that Liverpool have already made a bid worth $40 million to Guehi, which is said to have been rejected by Palace. Newcastle are also reported to be refusing to pay Palace's new asking price, and it remains to be seen what the Reds will do next. In 6 months, if Guehi does not sign a new contract at Palace, he will be able to negotiate a pre-contract agreement with clubs outside England about a free transfer for next summer. Liverpool would not be able to agree terms at this point, with the Reds needing to wait until the defender's contract has expired to officially strike a deal. But that is all for today's video. Thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. We post all the latest Liverpool news every day, so join our fast growing community so you never miss out. Thank you, I'll see you in the next video.